verse 8 of Isaiah 53 again. He was taken from prison and from judgment, and who shall declare his generation? For he was cut off out of the land of the living. For the transgression of my people was he stricken. For the transgression of the children of Israel was he stricken. That's why it talks about this. Look at Wisdom of Solomon. And let's go to chapter 4. And we're going to start at verse 10. Concerning the Mashiach Yahushua, it says, he pleased the Most High and was beloved of him, so that living among sinners he was translated. We read that in one time he was transfigured in Matthew the 17th chapter. Yeah, speedily was he taken away, lest that wickedness in the Roman Empire among the wicked Israelites should alter his understanding, or deceit beguile his soul. This is the Apocrypha on page 60. Beguile his soul. He would have said, yet speedily was he taken away, 33 years old, lest that wickedness that was in the world of the Romans, in the world of the Israelites, should alter his understanding, or deceit beguile his soul. For the bewitching of naughtiness does obscure things that are honest. See? The wickedness that comes in being naughty, which is contrary to the laws of the Most High, following him, his rules and regulations. For the bewitching of naughtiness, wickedness, does obscure things that are honest. And the wandering of concupiscence, or this inordinate lust, does undermine the simple mind. See, he being made perfect in a short time, 33 years, fulfilled a long time. That's what it says. Even unto this day, we still understand. For his soul pleased the Most High. See? For his soul pleased the Most High. Therefore hasted he to take him away from among the wicked. See? This the people saw and understood it not. Neither laid they up this in their minds, that his grace and mercy is with his saints. So all these nations that pick up this Bible, and all you that call yourself a Gentile that are truly Israelites, his grace and mercy is only to his saints, because he only gave the laws, statutes, commandments to the Israelites, and the judgment only came to we, the children of Israel. Going back to Isaiah 53. Verse 9. And he made his grave with the wicked and with the rich in his death, because he had done no violence, neither was any deceit in his mouth. He ain't no liar, and he ain't do any violence. Verse 10. Yet it pleased the Most High to bruise him. He had put him to grief. Pleased the Most High, put him to death. It pleased the Most High to bruise him. This is for us, the children of Israel. He hath put him to grief, when thou shalt make his soul an offering for sin. Just like we had the certain sacrifices that we had, the Mashiach Yahushua, our Passover, was sacrificed for us. He made his soul, which is his body, an offering for sin. He shall see his seed. He shall prolong his days, and the pleasure of the Most High shall prosper in his hand. Leviticus 17 and 11. Leviticus 17 and 11. For the life of the flesh is in the blood, and I have given it to you upon the altar to make an atonement for your souls. For it is the blood that maketh an atonement for the soul. So the blood of these animals was for the atonement for our sins, for our bodies. For it is the blood that maketh the atonement for the soul. You see? Matthew 26 and 28. Matthew 26 and 28. For this is the blood of the New Testament, which is shed for many for the remission of sins, as he gave them to drink, symbolically at this time. But we know that he went through a lot, like I said, affliction and so forth. Look at Matthew 27. Let's start at verse 24. When Pilate saw that he could prevail nothing, but that rather a tumult was made, he took water and washed his hands before the multitude, saying, I am innocent of the blood of this just person. See ye to it. Then answered all the people and said, his blood be on us and on our children. Then released he Barabbas unto them. And when he had scourged the Mashiach Yahushua, when he beat the Mashiach Yahushua, he said he was innocent of his blood, he beat the Mashiach Yahushua, he delivered him to be crucified, Then the soldiers, these are Roman soldiers of the governor, took Mashiach Yahushua into the common hall and gathered unto him the whole band of soldiers. All the soldiers came, and they stripped him and put on him a scarlet robe, a red robe. Stripped him down and put on him a red robe. And when they had plaited a crown of thorns, they braided together a crown of thorns like a rose bush thorns. They put it on his head and a reed in his right hand. And they bowed the knee before him, mocking him, and mocked him, saying, Hail, King of the Jews. And they spit upon him. They spit on him and took the reed and smote him on the head. Took that paddle and hit him on the top of the head so them thorns would go inside the skull. And after that, they had mocked him. They took the robe off from him and put his own raiment on him and led him away to crucify him. They put the nails in his hands and his feet. And as they came out, they found a man of Syria, Simon by name. Him they compelled to bear his cross. Told him, hey, you carry the cross. You've been beat down. You've been beat down by the Israelites. Now they give him over to Romans. They beating him down. He's bleeding. No remission of sin without the shedding of blood. They gave him vinegar. And when they were come into a place called Golgotha, that is to say, the place of a skull, they gave him vinegar to drink, mingled with gall. Good. And when he had tasted thereof, he would not drink. Nasty suckers. And they crucified him. Listen, they crucified him. Who was they? Verse 27. Then the soldiers of the governor took Amashiach Yahushua. The Roman soldiers, the so-called Italian Caucasian soldiers. Verse 35, and they crucified him and parted his garments, casting lots, that it might be fulfilled which was spoken by the prophet. They parted my garments among them, and upon my vesture did they cast lots. His garment was so magnificent, it didn't have a seam in it, woven from top to bottom, without a seam. He wasn't rolling around with no burlap on like they try and show him, all poor and all that stuff, man. True, the wise men, when he first was born, they brought him what? Gold and frankincense and myrrh. These cats had powerful jobs who he chose to roll with him. That's why they say, hey man, hey, y'all ain't paying no taxes. Oh no? Say, you can go out there and get that fish with and get the money out of that fish box. Give it to him. Render unto Caesar what is Caesar's, and to the Most High what's the Most High's. You have to pay taxes, man. You don't pay no taxes, you ain't got no money, right? You ain't making money. They was working. They had a restaurant. All of that. They was making money. Look. And so it says, verse 35, and they crucified him and parted his garments, casting lots. Why you gonna bid on a garment that's burlap? That's all poor and cheap. No. He had a royal robe on. You ain't gonna bid on nothing that look like crap. Right? Come on, they bid it for it. They just bidding for who gonna get his robe. As it is written in the Old Testament. And they crucified him and parted his garments, casting lots, that it might be fulfilled which was spoken by the prophet. They parted my garments among them, and upon my vesture, that's his clothes, did they cast lots, did they bid for his garments. And sitting down, they watched him there, and set over his head